can start that.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to put together a map to kind of make everyone's journey a little easier. And I'll send that out for those of you who aren't here in person today. That way you actually have that if you do decide to come in person. Again, we have snacks over here. If you guys have any requests for snacks, let me know. Just send me an email. Also, we have sodas and stuff right by the bathroom. So when you came up the stairs to the left right there were the bathrooms, and right next to the bathrooms are sodas, waters. We have tea, coffee in here as well. And then the restrooms are there. I sent everyone a student handbook. If you could review that handbook and just send me back the student signed page, I'll put that in your file. Part of our accreditation status. We just want to make sure that everyone acknowledges they had a copy of that. If you don't get it to me by the end of next week, you'll probably hear I'll just start emailing you. But just get it to me when you can. Also, we are moving into kind of the fall, winter weather here. So we have had to make some changes due to accreditation. So if for any reason that we have to go remote, I'll have to take a look, and depending on who we have in the class, we might have to cancel the class altogether and then reschedule. And so we're going to have to kind of play that, by ear. But you do not have to attend in person. I think I've talked to a lot of you about that. So we will try to just move those online if we can. What else am I forgetting? If you ever need anything, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Charlie's obviously your instructor for this course. Your next course will be a different instructor. So it's good to always, make good with Charlie because he knows a lot of things. But also, we have a lot of events after courses are done, and we like to get our instructors and our students together. So on the 24th of this month at Casual Pint, Countryside Village, from 4 to 7 p.m., come and hang out with the Omaha Data Science Academy and the data science community. We'll usually buy at least your first and second drink. So if you're interested, just come on out. You don't have to stay the whole time. Just drop in, drop out, whatever is best for you guys. And so we like to do that quarterly. So you guys will kind of get in on this this activity this time. So that's great. We also, yes.
Did you say that was the 24th?
It is Thursday is the 24th, right?
Wednesday is the 24th.
So I think it's the 25th.
Okay.
And I was going to say, I can also send you guys like an invite as well, if that's easier. I know if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist, right? So I can send that out to you guys, but let me, for my own crazy at the moment. Yes, it is the 25th, which is Thursday. So 4:30 to 7:30. See, I'm glad I looked up. And at the Casual Pint, but we still will buy your, first and second drink. So don't worry about that. So that's next week. As you're taking this course, you will also be receiving a few surveys from me. It's part of what makes our organization able to provide some of the grants and stuff that we have for free. We have to do kind of a customer service feedback. So you'll get a midway survey through this course. And then if you're going to take all 12 weeks, you'll also get one at 6 weeks, and then you'll get one at the end as well. So we would love for you to fill those out. It's not mandatory, but it definitely helps us with our stats and stuff, because I think we're doing really great things. And it looks like here in person, we have 3 women. And so that's incredible. We are really proud of the numbers that we serve. Hi.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it, Tommy. Come on in and grab a seat.
We're always trying to fight me together.
You're not missing. You haven't missed much.
Pay for parking though.
Yes. And that's a good segue. And if at any time you want to come in person and parking is an issue or coming up with funds for parkings, we can provide gift cards that would help fund that parking. We don't ever want financial anything to ever be a barrier to anything we do here. So if there's anything that kind of pops up, we're lucky enough to be able to be pretty flexible with our grant dollars. So if you guys have any questions or any needs, definitely reach out to us so we can try to see what we can do to assist if anyone ever needs any assistance.
Don't hesitate to ask for training for parking, because that's much easier to ask for than asking them to pay for a fee.
Right, yeah. And we'll be like,
$3 parking versus
yeah.
$1,000 to
Absolutely. Yeah. So we rather give the gift, the gift card to make sure that you guys can pay for parking. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Class sizes are usually small. It's intentional, so you guys get to know each other. If you go on after data visualization, you'll definitely see how the class kind of begins to pull together, and that's really been cool to see. Our last group, who are now, they're supposed to be doing machine learning, but our last group, they're still so close, and that's so cool. So I've been here for about a year now, and so you guys are my third round or my fourth round of students, so I'm learning too. So if you have any feedback, those surveys are definitely a way to give me that as well. And I'll be quiet now. And this is I'll see you guys probably at the beginning of each class that you take here. But again, if you need anything, just give me a call or give me a text. I think everyone should also have my cell phone number. It's at the bottom of my email, and that's like my direct line. So, okay, you guys have a wonderful class, and let me know if you need anything. We also have some pretty cool stickers there. Women data scientists. So feel free to take those. We'll see you guys. Have a good class.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks, Crystal.
Bye.
All right. Virtual people, this is my 4th or 5th year doing this, which means like my 10th to 15th actual class teaching, because we do 2 or 3 a year. If I mess up all the time on sharing my screen or like not dragging it over or my audio or anything. So if anything ever pops up, just like yell and tell me and stop me. Because I don't want you guys just sitting there for like an hour and not being able to understand what I'm saying or being able to hear me. If that doesn't work, if my audio isn't connected for some reason, just Slack me and I'll get the really annoying Slack like noise. And I have that up open on my computer at the same time as well. So we'll get things taken care of from there. A couple other things. Every single class will be recorded. We are live right now, actually, so you can join on StreamYard or YouTube, and then afterwards it's up on YouTube. So every night I'll drop the YouTube chat or link in the Slack channel. I have to press one button at the beginning to make all that happen. I've forgotten one time, and it was the worst experience of my life because I got done at 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I have to teach that entire thing all over again because we keep all the links. So whatever you guys, if you forget something, you get a job, you're doing something 10 years from now, you can go back on YouTube and find it. So that's my commitment, is you guys will always have the YouTube links forever, but only if I press the button. So every night when we get going, say, Charlie, did you press the button? And I will say yes, hopefully. It's only happened once, and I refuse to ever let it happen again. A couple other kind of admin things before we get going here. This is 4 weeks, 8 classes, every Monday and Wednesday from 6 to 9. I will be in office here, and I will send the virtual link out every Wednesday and Friday at 5:30. So if you guys have questions from the previous lesson, feel free to either show up in person here at 5:30 or join the link at 5:30. If you don't have questions, there's no need to join the link at 5:30. You'll just be sitting in silence for half an hour. Just hop on at 5:59 or 6 o'clock or whatever, and we'll get going from there. I will also stay every night until 9 o'clock. We will not have our actual lesson go until 9 o'clock every night. Typically, we get done around 8:30, sometimes even a little earlier. But if you do have questions, I will be here, and the link will be going until 9 o'clock. So you'll always have a little bit of time and a little bit of time after if you guys do have questions. But for the most part, we'll be going from about 6 to 8. I understand that everyone here has, jobs and lives and stuff outside of this. I really, really thank you guys for choosing ODSA and choosing to hang out with me for 3 hours after work. I know how long those days get, and I don't take that for granted. So I appreciate the effort. If there's ever a day where you're sick or you have to take care of the kids or you have to stay late at work or anything like that, just send me a Slack. Attendance is pretty much the only thing you need to do to pass this class. But if you cannot make it, like I said, the YouTube links are available. So don't feel pressured. I understand that this is a big commitment that you guys are taking. You do not have to be here if life happens. Don't stress about it. Just send me a message. I'll mark you absent. And then when I send the YouTube link in the Slack channel, just go out and watch that. Let's see. I was going to give a little bit of an overview about myself. I think it would be good real quick before to double down on ODSA and contemporary analysis, because it is a really, really cool company that I have the pleasure of working with. I don't have the actual, I don't have as much lore as Crystal or Nate would have. Have you guys all met Nate as well, or just Crystal? Okay, so Nate is the founder of Contemporary Analysis. So if you see CAN around here, Contemporary Analysis, that is the parent company of ODSA, the Omaha Data Science Academy. I met Nate when I was first getting started about in industry working 8 years ago now. What Contemporary Analysis did and still does is they are a data science consulting, well, actually all IT stuff, but data science consulting company. So they will go and help businesses that have a data science problem and don't want to go out and hire a full-time data scientist, onboard them, pay a lot of money, have them do the problem, and still have them on staff and try to figure out something else for them to do. So they go around, they solve problems. But what they do is as they are doing that consulting engagement, they will get an internal employee there to kind of ride shotgun throughout the whole engagement. So they train a person while they're doing the project. And then when they leave, they don't just say kind of good luck, figure it out. They have a person there that can maintain the project and kind of be the subject matter expert. So they were helping a ton of Omaha companies and actually all over the nation with data science. And this little training program that they had inside the companies they were helping started to get a lot of really, really good feedback. They're like, we'd love if we could, can you train more of our internal employees? And they're like, you know what, I think we probably can. Thus began the Omaha Data Science Academy. So they have an awesome network. When Crystal was talking about like these different events that they do, I'd highly encourage you guys, if you can, to attend those, because there's not just dozens, there's hundreds and thousands of people they've worked with now in the Omaha Data Science community that are still super, super close knit. So they have a wide network of people, not just in Omaha, but across the country, that have either taught here, gone through here, worked at a company that can, or Omaha Data Science has helped with, have gotten internships from our different students here. So you're not just taking a class, like I know Crystal said that we keep the classes small so you guys can like get to know each other and form a network. You're not just joining a class of 8 people or however many we have on today. You're joining a network of thousands of people. The Slack channel, for instance, I have every single Slack channel from when I first started doing this 3 years ago. People still ping me from time to time with questions. There are literally thousands of people in this Omaha Data Science Academy Slack channel, so take advantage of that. On the Slack note, that is the best way to reach me. I'll have a slide here with my cell and email and everything. So, whatever your preferred method of communication is, feel free. My preferred method is Slack. It just helps me keep everything organized. So that's where I'll send all the links and the homework stuff and the recordings and all that jazz. If you guys ever have trouble getting into the building or anything like that, Slack me. That's just my go-to method of communication. We have one more. I hear Crystal. Yes, there we go. Hi, how's it going? Thanks, Crystal.
Yeah, see ya.
You've taken this before, right?
Huh?
I know you.
Yeah, I took it before.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and I didn't have a computer for like half of it.
Yes,
so-
that was it. Well, welcome. Luckily, all you've missed is me rambling about stuff you already know.
Okay, sweet.
So you're good to go. Remind me your name again. Celeste. Yep. Bingo. And you have a laptop. There we go. Step in the right direction. Okay. With that, let's go ahead and get going into week 1. The preface I will give you guys is week 1, as with most classes, is the most boring. It's a lot of just like vernacular, making sure we're using the same language. You guys have Tableau on your computers. You understand how to drag and drop and move stuff around. Don't give up on me after night 1. Week 2 is my favorite night of the semester. So stick with me through the night. It won't go very long. Like I said, normal week 1 stuff. We'll just get everything sorted away. And then week 2 is where the rubber will hit the road and we'll start learning some fun stuff.
Are we in Slack now, or do I need a Wi-Fi?
You will need a Wi-Fi password. It's right here. Elevator guest is the name of the network. And then the password is welcome, the number 2, elevator, ! With welcome and elevator both capitalized. But yeah, for the classes itself, we use an app called StreamYard. So that'll be the link that you guys see if you ever join virtually. Okay, so for tonight, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my background. I actually already gave the ODSA overview, so you won't need to worry about that. We'll talk through what we're actually going to learn in the course and what we're going to learn tonight, and then we'll jump into it. Okay, can you guys see okay? I can go full screen actually. Let's do that. Okay, my name is Charlie Burtwissel. I have actually got promoted since the last time I updated this slide. I'm now the VP of Core Operations at Buildertrend. Buildertrend is a local company here in Omaha, founded in 2006 by three classic startup story, three brothers in a garage. We are a construction project management estimating software. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background about Buildertrend because I use it in a lot of my examples. Because what I teach here from 6 to 9, I do all day from 8 to 5. So Buildertrend is an app that home builders use to build houses. So as far as like sending the original proposal to the homeowner, like this is how much it's going to cost, to scheduling all other subcontractors, if this is when we need you to show up and what we need you to do, to actually collecting payments from the homeowner, to paying the subcontractor, submitting different change orders if they decide they want a different type of window, and then all the warranty after the completion of the home, everything is done inside of Buildertrend. So I started there in 2018. I was actually applying to be a software developer at the time. I was interviewing with the VP of product, and he had this crazy idea for data science and asked if I wanted to give it a shot. My bachelor's was in math and computer science, so I said, sure. I don't really know what data science is, but it was 8 years ago and no one did. So, classic fake it till you make it story. But really, really cool opportunity for me. Huge shout out to the founders of Buildertrend for making it, at that point, 12 years without an analytics department, just kind of trusting their gut. But as they started to realize the types of questions they can answer with data, my career kind of continued to evolve. So originally it was a lot of product analytics, like how many people are using this feature? If they use this feature, what's the likelihood of them continuing to pay their subscription? Different things like that. Then it started evolving into more like internal efficiency stuff. So what leads should our sales team call every day that have the highest likelihood of closing? If we close this lead, how much are they going to pay us? And then our customer success team is a subscription business, so you pay every month or every year. We had at that time, call it 15,000 customers and 50 customer support reps. So people would call in to cancel all the time, and there's like, I didn't even know that you were struggling with the platform. So can we define models that can give you a heads up if someone's starting to struggle, so you know who to reach out to, so we can call 15,000 people with 50 people. A really cool opportunity for me, like I said in my career really early on, to kind of scale and define the data science team. So it was a lot of defining career paths. It was a lot of interviews. When I stepped away from the data science team, we had 18 employees. So I hired 18 people. Each time I hired someone, I looked at 100 different resumes and interviewed 30 different people. So I got to meet a lot of really, really cool people and learned a lot about what the industry was looking for, what the talent was looking for. And it was just awesome. At that point, which was about 3 or 4 years ago now, I was basically just managing managers, and it wasn't super fulfilling for me. I wanted to get back to doing cool shit. So I took the opportunity to move to more of a corporate strategy role, where now I just kind of do a ton of data science, but it's just for me personally, and I use it to make decisions as opposed to doing data science for other people. So I've got a really cool vantage point, I think, and this is kind of me like pitching myself to you guys so you trust me for the next 4 weeks, where I've made a lot of reports for other people. I've had other people make reports for me as a manager, and now I consume reports that other people make. So I've kind of seen all ends of the use cases for data science and the use cases for data visualization. And I'm super, super excited to share what I've learned with you guys. Outside of work, let's see, I grew up on a ranch. In the bottom left corner, there's a picture of me with a horse. Silver was its name. I loved him. I went to Doane University, which is in Crete, Nebraska. It's a small liberal arts school, if you guys are familiar with it, where, like I said, I majored in math and computer science. I also played basketball there. Last year, I got married to my beautiful wife, Audrey, and we have a son, Tebow, our golden retriever. Audrey and Tebow are the two most important people to me in the entire world, and I will also reference them a lot. I'll reference Buildertrend, Audrey, and Tebow a lot, so you guys pretty much know my whole life now. Let's see. Any questions about me or my background before we get going here? One other thing I just thought of, I mentioned interviewing a ton of people. I don't think I ever hire, I know I didn't because it didn't exist. I don't think I ever hired someone with a traditional data science background because it's such a new industry. I hired people like everyone sitting in this room, people that were doing something else, decided they wanted to get into data science. It provides a really diverse skill set where people have worked in other jobs and have areas of expertise and understand things outside of just ones and zeros all day, right? They understand what you do with those things. I always think and say that like data science is actually pretty easy to learn. Thinking and problem solving is a lot harder to teach and learn. So I don't know. I always like to reference that because I can't tell you how many times I was interviewing someone. They're like, well, I don't have a traditional data science background. I just took the certificate. I was like, perfect. That's what we're looking for here. The actual coolest person I ever hired, he still works at Buildertrend. I tell this story all the time, but he worked at the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo doing lemur research. And he was like, I don't know anything about construction. I was like, yeah, me either. But you know how to think analytically. You know how to solve problems. Believe it or not, the problems that you're asking and the solution to those problems that you're dealing with lemur, probably pretty applicable with construction as well too. So that was one of my favorite backgrounds that I hired. Okay, let's see. ODSA, I already told you a little bit about contemporary analysis and ODSA. Here's their mission statement right here. One thing that I really, really like that I want to continue to reiterate is the teachers, not just me, but the next instructors you guys will have, all do this every single day. So there's nothing wrong with like traditional, academia teachers who have like taught their whole life and that's what they do for a living. But I think it's really valuable to learn what people are actually looking for from the people that are actually doing it. Like I said, I do this all day, every day. Then I come here and teach. I don't teach all day, every day. So that's also gives me a little bit of grace when it comes to my teaching style. I'm not a teacher by trade. I've done this a few times now. I was telling a few people early, like the material itself has gone through a few rounds of iteration. I feel pretty good about it. But again, I'm not a trained teacher or anything like that. So if I suck, tell me in the halfway through interview. Okay, I just got some messages. Slide is stuck. This actually happens a few times, and I know how to fix it.
So are the messages coming in from Slack?
They can actually, the virtual people can actually message me directly through StreamYard here. There you go. Can you see the second slide now?
Yep, can see it. Thanks.
Yeah. Perfect. I think the issue, that's happened to me 1,000 times teaching this course. I think it's the Wi-Fi connection. So I'll make sure to bring a Ethernet cord on Wednesday, and hopefully that won't happen. But since it's happening, just know that will probably happen 3 or 4 more times in the next couple hours. So please ping me when that happens again. But like I was saying, really cool thing. You learn from people that actually do it. I think their motto on the side is actually learn from 5 to 9, what people do from 9 to 5. The other thing that I think is really, really cool is Nate and Crystal and the whole Omaha Data Science team are committed to helping you guys throughout your career journeys. So it's not just you can reach out to me at any time. If you want one of the connections that they have, it's like, hey, I really want to work at this company, or I'm looking for an internship in this. They help with that. We actually hired someone at Buildertrend last year who's still there, who went through the Omaha Data Science Academy. So I'm not sure what you guys are looking to get out of this class, but you'll tell me soon because that's one of our next activities. But that's, I think, is really, really cool. And they also just got accredited. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but this is the first year I'll actually be teaching an accredited course. So they're constantly, evolving and continuing to commit to making this better and better and better. First time in this classroom here. So yeah, it's cool. I'm super, super fortunate to be a part of it. And I think you guys will be too by the end of this. Okay, 8 nights. Tonight will be mostly intro stuff. The last night will actually be our final. So we'll take everything we learned from the previous 7 nights and we'll build one kind of master dashboard, and that will be our final project. So we won't really learn a whole lot tonight. We won't really learn a whole lot the last night. So 6 kind of jam-packed nights in the middle there. Yes?
Were they supposed to send a link to Slack?
I think so.
Did everybody get it?
Yeah. If you didn't, just message or email Crystal and she'll send it to you.
So like I said, tonight, we'll just make sure everyone has it downloaded. I'll show you guys how to open it, how to bring data in, how to drag and drop some stuff. Nothing too crazy. Night 2, we'll get into some basic charting, line charts, bar graphs, pie charts, all that good stuff. Then we'll start getting into some of the more advanced stuff next Monday. Night 3, we'll start building some maps next Wednesday. Night 4, everyone loves maps. Then the last 3 nights, 5, 6, and 7, we'll actually take the things we've learned and start diving into like what it means. Like making a chart is one thing, telling the story of what that chart is telling you is the other thing. So we'll go into analyzing data, some advanced stuff, then some of the more technical features that Tableau has. I teach this course in Tableau because that's what I use at Buildertrend. It's what I know. It is not the only data visualization software out there. But they're all kind of the same. So that was another question I got all the time in my interviews. Is like, I've only ever used Power BI before. I've only ever used Looker or Domo. And I'm like, it'll take you like 1 day to get used to it. It's like switching to a new mouse. You just kind of have to like get used to the feel of it. Then it's pretty much the same. I evaluate every single year before I teach this class if Tableau is still the best software to teach in. And it is still the industry leading software. They were first to market. Everyone else kind of copies them. So while some other things, maybe we're a little Domo, for instance, is a little better like embedded analytics, and Looker is a little better because it's part of Google Cloud. But they all look and feel like Tableau. But I just want to reiterate, this is not a Tableau class. This is a data viz course. So, when you're interviewing or telling people what you're learning about, don't just say I'm learning Tableau. You're learning data visualization. Tableau is just the tool I use to teach it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, kind of hit on this already. I'll have office hours from 5:30 to 6, and I put 9 to 9:30, but we always get done so early. Pretty much 9 will be when I want to get out of here. Oh, but I do get paid by the hour. So if you guys ever want extra help, I'm super down. Anytime you guys want to talk through some stuff, and I can log that for an hour. The general structure of the classes will deviate a little bit week to week, but for the most part, we'll do storytelling first, which I'll get to in a second. I'll teach for 20 minutes or so. Then the second hour is pretty much all hands-on. So you guys will follow along. We'll click through stuff together. And then the third hour is pretty much doing the homework assignment. So you will never, the only time you'll have to do homework outside of here is if you're like, Charlie, I got to get out of here at 8 o'clock tonight. I got something to get to. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what you need to do before the next class. But otherwise, I try to get done with at least an hour to spare. So we have time to do it together in class. So if you guys have questions, we can walk around, so on and so forth. But it'll pretty much always be exactly what we just did during the hands-on section, just you guys doing it by yourself. So it's not too hard. Then the next class, and I know everyone hates public speaking, so you guys may hate this part. The next class we'll open up with storytelling of the previous homework. So I will randomly draw, randomly draw doesn't really work. I'll just go through the list. Everyone will do it once or twice. Someone to present their homework from the night before. One really, really cool thing about doing this as a group is everyone has different backgrounds, everyone has different passions, everyone has different ways of thinking about things. So during the storytelling section, someone will come up and they'll present something. You'll be like, oh, I never thought of that before. Or, oh, that's a cool way to do it. Everyone kind of has their own style. So you'll be like, oh, I recognize that chart. That's Simone always builds that one. So one, it's cool to just group learn together. You're not just learning from me, but you're going to learn from all other 8 people. The other thing about it is presenting the data is actually a really crucial part of being a data analyst or a data scientist. You are building things for other people to consume and use. So if they can't understand it, then that means you haven't appropriately built it. So building something that you think is awesome is one thing, and then you publish it and people are trying to use it. They're like, I don't really know what's going on. Building something and walking them through the story, like storytelling is just as important as actually building the visualization itself. So that will be kind of the hands-on practice. Like I said, everyone will only have to do it once or twice. And it's only like a 2 or 3 minute old presentation. Let's see, I think that's it here. Any questions on class overview stuff? Bless you.
So we're in class every Monday and Wednesday.
Correct.
Okay. And then, and this is like a 8-week course? Or
8 night, 4 week. Yep.
Okay.
I use those interchangeably. I mess up all the time. I'll say week 7 or whatever, but I mean night 7. But yep, we'll be done in 4 short weeks, which is crazy.
Wow, that's
Is this the only class that you teach here?
This is the only one I teach, yeah. I love it. I love it for a couple of reasons. And that's a good segue. Let's see if I have a slide for it. And let's skip ahead a little bit. Whatever. I know I have a slide, but we'll get to it. So why data viz first? Nate and Crystal and the rest of the professors, we get together once a year and we talk through the curriculum layout. There's a data engineering class, there's a Python class, there's a machine learning class, so on and so forth. The reason we put data viz first is it gives you a really, really broad spectrum of all the other classes in a really fun, I think, and easy to use interface. Tableau is completely drag and drop, so we're not going to be writing any code. We're not going to be pulling up any SQL databases or anything like that. All drag and drop. I think making charts is really fun. If you guys are artsy, you guys will love it. But you get to learn, in order to have data to work with, you have to drag data in, and you have to understand how joins work, and you have to understand the kind of inner workings of how data engineering would work. So you get a little background into data engineering. And then if you want to start analyzing the data, you can write some custom fields and formulas and things like that, which is actually the same syntax as like Python. You will actually get to analyze the data because, like I said, just building a chart is one thing, but understanding what it means is another thing. So you get some data analytics background. So I think data viz kind of gives you the broad landscape of everything data science. And then the rest of your courses, you'll deep dive into just this section and just this section and just this section. So I get the fun off. I think it's the best course because you get to touch a little bit on everything and it will set you up really, really well for the next courses. But yes, this is the only one I teach. I don't actually know off the top of my head what the different tracks are. But as we get closer, maybe next week I'll bring some pamphlets so you can guys show all the courses that are available. Any other questions?
I have yet to figure out how to get to the screen virtual one, but since we're just kind of informal right now, just roll with it.
Yeah, if you guys are here, there's no need, to pull up the stuff here. Okay. Okay, then this is pass fail. Sounds scary. It's not. As long as you guys show up every week. And like I said, if you can't show up, just shoot me a note. That's totally fine. Just don't ghost me for 6 weeks, then expect to get a certificate at the end. Show up every week. It's meant to be collaborative. Like Crystal said, small groups for a reason. You guys are not meant to just listen to me talk for 3 hours. I would absolutely hate that. I'll talk for, like I said, 20. Tonight's the exception. I told you it's going to be boring. But I'll talk for 20 minutes at the beginning of their class. The rest of it is all hands-on stuff. Please, please, please ask questions. I think I was telling you before anyone else showed here. 12 people asking questions is so much better than just one person teaching, because you're going to struggle with different things. You're going to catch different things. You're going to think of different things. So it's not just asking a question because you can't figure it out. It's asking a question because you thought of something that no one else has thought of before. So share it with the class. We'll all learn together. And I learn too. I always get something out of here that I didn't previously have. So ask questions. Weekly assignments, like I said, I'll hand them out with an hour to go every night. We'll get rid of them, or we'll knock them out before you guys head home, unless you need to leave a little early. So don't worry about that. All right, week 1, storytelling. So this is the section where I normally call on someone to plug in and show their homework from the previous night. Tonight, we're going to do quick intros. If you guys are in person, you already know that I really, really struggle with names. So this is also a good opportunity for me to continue to learn those. So we're going to go around the room with this handy owl camera that should pick you guys up for the people remote as well. Give quick name. Where do you currently work, or what do you currently do if you're in between jobs? If you're in between jobs, then think of something fun that you do. Not just I apply for jobs. Why or how did you hear of the Omaha Data Science Academy? How much experience do you have, if any? If you don't have any, that's fine. Then what do you hope to learn, or what do you hope to get from this class the most? And then fun one, if you have any superpower, what would it be? So I'll keep these on the screen so you guys can reference them. But Celeste, maybe we'll start with you in the front.
So my name is Celeste Mitchell. I have taken this class before. and I didn't have a good computer, so I'm taking it for the second time. And I do have some experience doing graphs. So I was able to follow it, but I really need to take this class. Again.
Taking it without a laptop is definitely
Yeah.
tough.
And I'm a graduate student, taking this in addition to my studies. And I hope to pass it this time so I can, now that I figured, I took Tableau, which is the what do you call it? The charts, and so I took SQL and I took Python.
Oh, nice.
So because I kind of took the other ones, I can kind of like imagine where we
Mhm.
put it in here. Is it? So that's what I'm hoping, to pass and then to also like see where I can put it. And then I guess superpower power would be to get back to me.
Okay. Maria Teresa. Nailed it.
So I'm Maria Teresa. Let's see, I currently work for a company here in town called Premier Claims. We're a public adjusting company, and I am the data analyst there.
Nice.
So I'm in charge of all the data for their sales force. And let's see, I've been working, I moved here from California about 5 years ago, and my son went to Creighton. And let's see, I've been working with software company. This is my first non-software job, 15 years. I did a lot of sales operations. So I have used Tableau and Power BI before, completely self-taught, and I wanted a more structured learning experience. So that's why I met Crystal at the Limited Technology of the Heartland. I did a networking event, I think last month, 2 months ago, and I didn't know about ODSA, and so she let me know about it and that there was a class, and so I reached out to her, jumped on it. So I'm hoping to get out of this class to learn, like I said, a more structured approach we just got Power BI where I work, and so I'm in charge of doing visualizations, and so, trying to remember how to make it all work. And so I want to, extend my skill set and, potentially for a different career. Well, not a different career, but a different skill set than I have used. Lots of different muscle. So this always sounds horrible, but I think my superpower would be invisible.
Absolutely.
I like to hear stories about people.
Lurk around.
Yes, eavesdrop.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to make up stories about people out in restaurants. Like, what are they doing?
Ooh.
So,
Would you ever want to have, I've heard the read people mind one?
No.
Too
that's
much.
Too much.
Okay.
That would be too much chatter in my brain.
Yeah.
But I do just like hearing what people are talking about and what stories they're telling.
Yeah.
And, I like to get to know people, so everyone's got a story to tell. So that's one way of hearing it.
Love it. Super happy to have you and super fortunate. I'm sure as I'm teaching these different things, you'll be able to connect it with the experiences that you have as well too.
I'm very excited.
So I would love if you shared those as well. It's like, that's how you did things, build a trend. This is how we do things here. And then everyone here will get a little bit more broad depth on what we're talking about. Mary.
Mary Borkert. I work for a company that's based in Denver, so I'm fully remote. I spent most of my career as a IT project manager, but I am now in the role of enterprise architect, responsible for building a data governance function for my organization. Came across ODSA at the Women in Tech networking event last month.
Oh, a business intelligence one?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, so we're looking at me.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, okay, so I actually won the door prize that night.
Oh,
Nice.
So-
What was it?
I was wrong.
This class.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
So, sorry.
Yeah, no, all good.
So I don't have any hands-on experience with Tableau or Power BI or anything like that, but I've been working in the data space heavily for the last 2.5 years, implementing stuff like data warehouse,
Sweet.
working, like I said, trying to get data governance, data quality, had a demo with Domo folks on Thursday morning.
Nice.
We are doing vendor evaluations for data viz tools.
Yeah.
So yeah, this just all fits. And even though data viz specifically won't be my thing, I'll be more on the data management, data governance side. It doesn't hurt to know it, and I would love to be able to build my own dashboards.
Yeah.
And access and look at the data the way I want to look at the data. So that's what I want to get from this class. And if I could have any superpower, it would be basically the equivalent of Star Trek transporter technology. I mean,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
just go from here to there.
That's a great one. Yeah.
and Be there.
Yeah, I love that. I grew up in O'Neill, Nebraska, which is a 3-hour drive, and I hate driving more than anything. So I would take that in a heartbeat too. Just like be there, be here.
Yeah.
Or the drive downtown always stinks. How far do you guys live?
Miller.
Millards. Yeah, so it's same.
I mean, 120.
So we're all driving down here. You guys, Bellevue. Gotcha. So we're all, gosh, we need a West office location. We can all just meet up there. Great. Well, you've already done data governance and data architecture. So you've done the hard stuff. Now you get to like do the fun stuff, I think.
We'll see.
Perfect, Simone.
I'm Simone. So I'm currently not working at my job anymore. There's a reason for that. But I was a government subcontractor, specifically a data analyst, who also worked in data management. So I have a background in that. So why I chose ODSA, well, I was at the networking event and I heard about this academy, and I want to strengthen my skill sets in data science because I don't really have a background in that. I originally studied computer science with the emphasis in software engineering.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just want to learn more and gain more skills in that. And as far as Power BI, as far as BI, I haven't really used Tableau, but I am studying currently through DataCamp.
Love DataCamp. Yeah.
The Power BI track.
Perfect.
So I'm doing that because I want to take the PL300
Mhm.
a month. So that's what I'm doing right now. And what I hope to get out from this class is learn more visualization skills. And yeah, well, I want to do the full track, the 12 weeks, the business intelligence track. So yeah, just gain more skills there because working for the government, as I can say, is we don't use visualization a lot. It's very Excel heavy.
Mhm.
So yeah, so my skills are not up to par, you know.
Believe it or not, like that's such a like foundational use case for data viz. Like if you can understand like what you're trying to see, now it's just a matter of like how can we see it even better? Like the calculated fields and like do I want to see percent of total or do I want to see just raw numbers or do I want to see month over month? Like those sorts of questions you have to do in Excel as well too. Like I actually think that's harder. And I think Tableau is easier. So I think yeah, that's a really good foundation. And also DataCamp is awesome. If you guys like get super vibed about learning and like want to continue stuff, I use DataCamp all the time.
This table's backwards.
Oh, well, I didn't set it up, so don't blame me. When I was managing the data science team, we actually had a dedicated hour every single Friday morning for kind of career development where I got DataCamp licenses for my whole team and just dedicated hour for them to learn stuff. So I don't do as much anymore, but I probably should. It's sweet. I think it's free too, right? At least there's a lot of free stuff.
There is a lot of free stuff. I did upgrade my.
I think if I remember right, it took me like a month to get through the free stuff before I had to upgrade to actually get some of the unlocked stuff. So
It's just DATACAMP.
Yep.
Yes.
That's cool. Okay, I forgot your name, but to be fair, the people that got here before you, I forgot their names also 3 times. So this is only my second time.
Well, my name is Tammy Francisco,
Tammy
and
Francisco.
I currently work for Mosaic in Western Iowa. Mosaic is a faith-based agency who services those with intellectual disabilities. So I'm a community-based relations manager, and I get out and I tell everybody about Mosaic.
Awesome.
I'm here because I want to do something other than that, and I want to broaden my skill set, but I want to be marketable. So I don't know what this is not my end all be all, although I know what I do. I want to find a skill set that would allow me to perhaps make my own hours. So, I don't know if this can, if I can turn this into an entrepreneurial, opportunity. I don't know, but I wanted to learn more. I met Crystal at the Infotech AIM Institute put on, and I went to the class and I was just enthralled, and I was like, I'm gonna learn something new. So that's what I'm here to do, kind of invest in Tammy. And so that's why I went to there, and I was just enthralled by what she was saying and how, it just matched her perfectly at the time. I wanted to do something different, learn a new skill set, and then there she was. I'm like, oh, Lord, this is not the place where I'm supposed to be. So that's good. I know nothing about Tableau. I am hoping that it's a marketable skill to attain, but I just know I needed to start somewhere. So what I hope to get from this class is some new skill sets, some marketable skill sets to provide me some different opportunities. So, and I also want to be able to take this class to share with others, because there's so many ways to do life without going to a four-year institution, and I want to be able to share with others other ways to do it. And a lot of times, I'm an advocate for people, that's my experience, so I always go through something first, and then I can say, hey, this was great for me, and this is what it did. So if I had a superpower similar to yours, I want to fly. I want to travel, I want to fly, I want to feel the wind on my face, and I want to get there quickly. So I either Flash, Shazam, or something like that. But I would love to get to where I want to go quickly. I would love to get from Bennington downtown in a timely manner. And so, yeah, that's what I would do.
I love it. We'll get to this in a second, but as far as like you hit on like being marketable, we use Tableau Public for this class. The con of Tableau Public is it's public, right? It's a free version. You can't save, well, actually, I think you can now, but you can't save anything locally. You have to publish everything that you, the pro of that is every single homework that we do. So for 8 weeks, we'll even have one tonight, you will publish to your Tableau Public profile. And by the end of this, you guys will have 8 projects on your Tableau Public page. So you build a kind of mini portfolio through taking this course. When I go back to, like I said, I interviewed a ton of people. People would link their Tableau Public portfolio. Half the time I wouldn't even click on it. I'm like, oh, they have a Tableau Public portfolio. That means they do stuff on their own. They publish stuff to Tableau Public. They're engaged in the community. That was an automatic, at least first interview of like, okay, you guys are, because yeah, you go to a 4-year institute, you go and you get a job after that. It's like, well, this is the job I had to get based on what I, decided when I was 18 that I wanted to do. But you do something like this and you learn about it. This means that you're actually passionate about it. You're going outside of your free time to learn about it. I think that's way more impressive. So you will definitely get that through this course and the whole track for sure. Okay, remote people. Kimberly, do you mind kicking us off?
Sure. Hi, my name is Kim Del Seno, and I have a very long work history.
I think she might have froze.
Oh, am I frozen? Can you hear me?
Kimberly, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, my name is Kim Del Seno, and I have a very long work history, but I currently work as a front-end developer at a company called Gallup, and it is a company that has data analytics. So I work with a lot of data scientists. And as the technology, I was on the user experience team. I currently work as a front-end developer on our marketing automation team. But as the industry changes, I want to pivot my career over into data science. I think what our data scientists do is super cool. And yeah, I'm always open to learning new things. I'm always I'm a continuous lifelong learner. And what else? Why the Omaha Data Science Academy? Well, I have a couple of friends who have their masters in data science, and I had them look over this curriculum for me. Because I also learned about it at a meetup, and my friends looked it over, and they found that it was something that they did not, a lot of the things that they learned that are in the curriculum here, they did not learn in school. They had to actually learn it on the job, because their their degree could not really keep up with the technology keep up with technology. So they were actually learning current technology on the job and not in school. So that gave me the confidence to sign up for this certification. So I'm really excited. For Tableau, I learned how to become a software developer when I lived in Seattle before I lived here. I moved here about 10 years ago with my husband to be closer to his family, and Tableau is based in Seattle. And so I'm familiar with their products. I've actually never used it, but I am familiar with it. And the data scientists I work with use Tableau. So yeah, I just hope to learn some new skills and meet some like-minded people as well. And then if I could have any superpower, I think it would be teleportation, because it would allow me to instantly travel anywhere in the world. I hate commuting. I don't like traffic, and my family doesn't live nearby. So I would love to be able to just go visit them at a moment's notice.
That's the word I wanted.
Teleportation. There you go.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Yeah, I was gonna say common theme. I also love Gallup. I think Gallup is one of the Gallup Strength Finders and all the research published articles that they produce. I am constantly reading those. I know this is classic small world. Do you know this person? But Emily Lorenz is one of my really good friends that works at Gallup. Do you know her?
I don't. But I think there's 800 people on the campus.
Yeah.
Down here.
I knew it was a long shot there, but I had to ask. Cool. Well, nice to meet you, Kimberly. Rizu, do you mind going next?
Hi everyone, my name is Risu and I do not have any working experience right now. I'm a graduate student and I came to know about ODSA
So you
from
unmuted there. Can you hear me
online.
okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, gotcha. There we go.
Yeah. And I came to know about ODSA from online research, and I really liked its curriculum that it had, where I'll be able to learn new skills. That's why I chose ODSA, and I do not have experience on Tableau, but I have some SQL experience from my college, and from this class, I hope to get to learn new skills from the people who have real-time experiences. And if I have one superpower, that would be the ability to learn and master any new skill set instantly.
That would be good. I would take that one for sure. The first thing I'd do, does anyone here speak multiple languages? That would be, gosh, I wish I would have not cheated my way through high school Spanish and actually learned there. I have some buddies that have committed to the Duolingo and have learned different. Are you a Duolingo user?
That's I, like you, made it through high school Spanish, a semester in college, said forget it.
Yeah.
I've been on Duolingo consistently now for a couple of years, and we've made a couple of trips to Mexico, and it's amazing.
Really?
Fast.
You locked in?
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely, you can do it.
That would be the first. I think it's so cool. When I've traveled with my wife, I'm the classic American that's pointing or struggling. I was I wish I could. That would be the first thing if I had instant learning that I would tackle. I just know every language. Howell, I'm sure I'm butchering that name, so I apologize. Do you mind going next?
Hi, you got it right. My name is Hao. Right now, I work at DDCN for development disability place.
I think we have a little bit of lag because I can see you guys on mute, and then it takes a second. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, there we go.
Okay. My name is Hao. Right now, I work at DDCN is a development disability group place. I don't have any experience with data stuff. I'm not a tech survey, so I'm trying to get into it. Why ODSA? My brother he's a computer science, and he loves what he does. So I'm I just want a change of pace. I'm trying to learn something new, so that's why I'm taking this class. A superpower will be teleportation, so that I don't have to buy plane ticket and just go everywhere I can without paying for it. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Kimberly, you may need to get your gang over at Gallup to do a research study on the commonalities between teleportation and this class here, because it seems like that's a very common thread.
Sure thing.
All right, Armani, do you mind bringing us home?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep, gotcha.
All right. Yeah. I'm Armani, right? And currently I work for GXO. Why ODSA? I mean, I've been interested in learning, about like data and IT and stuff. So that's why I'm taking this class. I just want to learn more about it and hopefully make that career switch. I don't know too much about like I don't have any experience. I'm just willing, to learn, and that's basically the most I can hope for, for the class. Learn everything I need to know, get the best experience from it. Learn like a new skill, and like I said before, hopefully make a career switch into the industry, like find some type of exact job, that contains the knowledge that I learned. And if I had a superpower, it was going to be teleportation, but probably clone myself.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
I've thought about clone yourself before a ton, like when I'm super busy and like, gosh, you wish I had a clone. But then I feel like I'd run into like, what if I am the clone and I don't know it? Right? I feel like that would go really poorly for me.
Yeah.
And you said you worked at GXO. I'm not familiar with that.
It's like a company, a logistic company.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome to meet you guys. I think I know we had some trouble with the link early on, but I think we have almost everyone here. So this will be the crew for the next 4 weeks and 8 nights. We are going to take a quick 10-minute break. I'm not sure if I said that in my what does a typical night look like, but we'll normally take a break every hour for 10 minutes. So virtual people, feel free to do whatever you want to do for the next 10 minutes. I'll put a little banner up that says take a 10-minute break, come back at 7:16. And when I show that, it scrolls across the bottom. Sweet. In-person people, if you want to know where the bathroom is at, I'm going to head there right now. You guys can follow me. For coming back, just always work your way back into the right. We're in like the far back right corner. But yeah, we'll be right back in 10 minutes. And if you guys, like I said, want to go to the bathroom, I'll lead the way. This building is just an absolute labyrinth of twists and turns. I think if we were in any other room, I would get lost. That's one of my
Oh, sorry, yeah, I found it before.
Oh, okay.
So, thanks for waiting.
for you?
I can't find my glasses, so I hope I didn't leave them in Sioux City, Nebraska. We'll see what happens.
Just a moment, where did you work? You worked for a government agency?
I worked at several different companies.
Okay, so you're a contractor.
Yeah, because I was a contractor. So I worked for Paraton, Northrop, most recently a small business called Military Corporation.
Okay.
But we were all supporting the Defense Manpower Data Center, which is essentially all like DoD related in a sense, you know. I did that for 6 years and then I was like, I'm tired of this.
And now you're looking for something else?
I'm looking for something in a different industry.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I get it. I worked for a software company for a really long time, and I was getting laid off like every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, what
And
is
I
up
was
with
like,
that? Why did they lay off people so much?
Well, what I learned is that seems to be the same cadence for the salespeople
For sales.
in the Bay Area, for sure. People are leaving, hopping.
Right.
So a lot of it is that if you work for smaller companies, they prop them up to get bought, and then someone will buy them, and then cut out
Mergers.
Yep. Acquisitions, really. What a merger. So, yeah, so I thought I tried to interesting, but it's also a small company and not.
Sorry, what are you wearing now?
I work for a company called Premier Claim, so it's public adjusted, which most people don't know what it is. I didn't know what it is. If you own your home and a tornado comes through, and your insurance company says, oh, well, the damage is $20,000, which a contractor says, no, it's really $40,000. We fight for the insured to get that additional $20,000 from the insurance company.
We just got a new book today, and the guy came as I was leaving because they left a power drill. And I walked up to him, he's coming up, and I'm like, no, it's not here. So I go to the garage, I'm like, it's not here. And then we hear this big bang, we think it's my company car. So I just stop and go, hey, but I didn't see any damage. My husband didn't see any damage. We don't know. There was one of our neighbors was driving up the street in their pickup truck, so we don't know if there was something in the back of the truck. So I was like, I don't have time for this. I have some place to be. So I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. Yeah. And now I can't find my glasses. I hope I didn't do my, I was in Sioux City this morning. I'm praying that my glass case is in the company car and not in Sioux City.
Yeah. So you live in Bennington, but work in Council Bluffs?
Mm-hmm. So my territory is from Council Bluffs up through Sioux City over to Denison. So, yeah. Pretty, do a lot of travel. I would travel just an hour and a half away, typically.
I totally agree with you that Excel, there's a lot you could do with it, but you're literally just doing like pivot tables and
Yeah.
like using text functions. So
Hey, pivot tables, those are tough. Those are tricky to understand. I think you take for granted when you're doing that kind of stuff how hard it would be for a beginner to go in and do that. Like even understand the difference between like rows and columns and like, okay, you aggregate stuff and this is all the individual data aggregated into a sum or an average and things like that. Like it sounds simple when you're doing it all day, every day. And actually like the networking that Crystal's been doing, you guys are all like in tech or tech related fields and stuff like that. Not traditional for this class that I teach. I'm a little intimidated. I'm like, oh, this might be, you guys might call me out on my BS this class. So I have taught people that, even open being Excel is like a brand new thing for them. So yeah, but I think you'll enjoy this class. It's a lot more fun to build stuff in Tableau than it is Excel.
I think that they're like, Excel's a totally different skill set. I mean, I think you have to think a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, when you said, oh, if you're crafty or artsy, I don't know exactly how you said it.
Yeah.
I love Tableau. Well, that is what like terrifies me about it.
Yeah.
Trying to make it a pretty visualization, right?
Yeah.
Any sort of design part, I'm like, oh, I know rows and
Oh,
columns. I
man.
can figure that. I can do sums and, you know, stuff like that. But
I've worked with our product team quite a bit, and we will have like UI designers embedded in the product team that all they do is design. And I'll go to like read out, you know, a project I did to them. I'm always so intimidated. I'm like, oh, they're gonna look at my data viz and they're like, why is it that color? Why is it too close or too far apart? Yeah, super intimidating group of people. But it's fun. Next, I don't know if it's next week or Wednesday or next Monday, but we'll actually go through some like basic UI UX principles that designers and like software developers use when they build websites,
yeah.
because there's a lot of one-to-one comparisons for building really powerful data viz. But yeah, it's not my skill set either.
So was that a picture of you and your wife on your wedding? Or like,
A different
where
one.
was that? Where
That was down in Florida. Yeah, we went to a wedding down there for one of our friends.
Nice.
Gosh,
Whereabouts?
a couple years back. It was on the west side, St. Pete.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
I've been there once.
It was cool. They did it was like a week long deal. Like they had like a little block on a resort, and like we all went down there and, you know, hung out and had different activities for the full week and then led up to the wedding. And now I get emails from the resort like every week. It's like, we miss you, come back. And I was like, oh, I miss you too. I want to. Trust me.
Send me that 50% off.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be there.
I'll ignore you for a couple more years and the discount will just get higher and higher. All right, let's do it. And again, remote people, if at any point my slides stop updating, just ping me. I got the chat up here. So just ping me and it's a classic fix of turning it off and back on again, and it works every time. So it's super easy. Tonight we are going to cover Tableau Fundamentals, understanding the interface, drag and drop. We're going to spend, like I said, I'll apologize for the last time, then I'll get over it. It's going to be a boring night. We're going to talk a lot about just terminology and vocabulary. We're going to be together for 4 more weeks, 8 more nights. I'm going to tell and say things speaking Tableau language, so it's just important you guys understand what I mean. So we'll cover that at a really high level. And then we are actually going to get into how to bring in some data sources, how to work with some of those data sources. And by the end of the night, you're actually going to create your first chart and publish it in Tableau. So you'll have your first one of 8 project in your portfolio. So why data viz? I covered a lot of this. Like I said, I've taught this class quite a few times now, so some of these slides are outdated. No matter what you're doing, whether you're an entry level, you know, BDR, business development rep, if you're making cold calls, we have Tableau dashboards embedded. We use Salesforce as our CRM. We have Tableau dashboards embedded in Salesforce, so when they pull up an account, they can see a Tableau dashboard of exactly who that account is, how many times have they called them, when was the last time they talked to them, how much would they be worth, how many employees do they have, blah, blah, blah. So they're using Tableau any given day. I actually meet with our different sales team like leads every single week, and I'll go through kind of a pipeline dashboard, like here's your highest performers, here's people that are falling behind. So they use Tableau. Our sales director, he is constantly overseeing like which territories or regions should we go after. So he has a Tableau dashboard, a VP of sales. I don't know why I use sales in this scenario, but the point I'm trying to make is no matter where you're at in the company, or at least at Builder Trend, data is very, very valuable, and visualizing that data is even more valuable. My favorite line of all time, I quote this constantly: men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Jay-Z. We have a ton in common. We both love numbers and data. So I always say it's the gateway drug to a data-driven organization. Like I said, Builder Trend did not have an analytics department before I started there. There's a lot of like trusting your gut. So answering questions, they're validating assumptions that people had, or challenging things that they had that maybe were actually ended up being incorrect. measuring success, there's nothing better than someone trying a new tactic or, a big bet from a strategy perspective that you're able to measure and see the chart go up and to the right to validate that answering questions, and more importantly, asking questions. I would say 90% of the time I go and present a dashboard to someone, instead of them saying, oh yeah, this answers all my questions, they spot that big bar that's way higher than any other ones. It's like, right, why is that one that much higher? Then you dig into some other stuff there. Why Tableau? I already covered this. We're going to touch on some data engineering stuff. We're going to touch on some data scientist stuff. We're going to touch on some data analytics stuff. When I first started at Builder Trend and we were developing the team, we didn't have data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, data visualization specialists. We had what I called full stack data scientists, just because we were small and starting out. We didn't have the luxury of specializing yet. Now we have all those different roles, and people get to just make data viz or just do data engineering, which is good because they're a lot better at it than I am. But Tableau is what I would consider kind of a full stack data science tool, where you're going to be able to get into the weeds, at least at a high level, for every single type of role that you'll eventually get into. And then Tableau Public, I hit on this. This has changed since I've started teaching this class, but I like to give it a little disclaimer at the beginning because I don't want to be held responsible if you guys leak sensitive data. It was meant to be a public forum. That's why it's called Tableau Public. So when it first rolled out, and for the first 10 years I used it, you could not save something to your computer. You could only save it to tablewpublic.com, and everyone could see it. They could see your data sources, they could see your data viz, and then if you wanted to edit it, you pulled it down, you edited it, and republished there. Last year, they released an update where you can save stuff to your laptop without publishing it. I haven't used it enough, and I don't trust it enough to give you guys the all clear. The reason I say that is we're going to use a lot of different data sources. I'm going to let you guys pick what data sources you want to work with, so we're not all working with the same boring data. You can find stuff that you're interested about. Don't put your own company's data in for this class. I know it may be tempting, and you're like, oh, I'm really interested to learn about how this would work in my own company. I don't want it to get linked and leaked and you guys be like, oh, Charlie told me to. So use public data sources, don't use your own. If you want to create one, like I've had people that do like step counters and they track in Excel and they use it for this course, that's great. This is my one time I'll say it, don't use your company's real data. If you want to go and get a free trial of Tableau Desktop, which you can save on your desktop instead of public, feel free. And I'm more than happy to like work with you guys in office hours. I've had people do that before. But for the sake of this class, don't use your company's data.
How did they protect the data if it was all out on the cloud somewhere?
No, they didn't. That was like the whole point. It was like free, open source, use whatever, share, collaborate. And like I said, I'm sure there are some settings and like ways to get around it. I don't want that on my back. Okay, Superstore data. This is a data set that we're going to be using for all of our in-class examples. So a couple of people mentioned they have software development backgrounds. When you're building an app or a product, the first thing you always do is like build a hello world, where you just pull it up and says hello world. Superstore data in Tableau is the hello world of data viz. It is a public data set that Tableau actually created with fake data it's just a perfect use case for Tableau. It has date fields, it has different dimensions you can sort by, it has state fields so you can build maps, it has zip codes, it has customer data so you can practice your joins. They pretty much made a data set that was perfect for practicing. The first thing we do, I see some people taking notes, the first thing we do when we get to the hands-on section is we'll download this data set and we will use it. You guys will get tired of me saying it. Every single night I'll say, open up Tableau, bring in your Superstore data, and we'll start building based off that. So you guys will get super used to using it. It's cool though, because if you search Superstore in Tableau Public, I don't know if it says like a total, 10,000 plus different vises, like everyone uses it to build stuff. So the cool thing about Tableau Public is you can see what other people have built. And when you're going through their dashboard, you'll actually understand the data because you've used it before too. So that's what we'll do for our hands-on lessons. For your homework, I will ask that you guys find a data set that you guys find interesting. So I'll provide 10 different links to different sites that have free public data. Don't overthink it. Like one of them that people always use is like Pokemon data. It's like, oh, I like Pokemon. They like use that one, or Netflix data. You're never going to find like a perfect data set, but I don't want you guys, like Superstore data is all just like sales data that like, if you're like me and you're like, find that fascinating, you can use it. But I want you guys to build stuff that you think is cool. So find your own data set, and for your homework, you'll basically replicate what we did using Superstore using your own data set. Data World is just one example of a site that has free online public data sources. It's like the Google of data. So I'll pull that up here in a second. I have a full list of different places that you can use, but it's free to create an account. You search for whatever you're looking for. It shows you a sample of the data. You can download it and go from there. Already took our break. Lessons. So goal tonight, we're going to go through the layout and UI of Tableau, make sure we're using the same vernacular. I've covered a lot of this. This is a data viz course, not a Tableau course. And this night will be boring. There you go. I have another bullet point on that. Okay, so now we'll get away from PowerPoint and we are going to actually open Tableau. So show of hands, how many of you guys have Tableau downloaded? No? Okay. Online people, do any of you guys not have it downloaded? Just give me a shout. Totally fine. We have a couple people in class that don't either. Good. Okay. If you don't, here is the link to download. And I'll pull this over. It is tableaupublic.com/products/public/download. And I will drop it in the Slack channel as well if you guys would rather copy paste it. Did you have access? Did you have Slack?
I did see it earlier.
Okay, no worries. Like they say on their big bold letters here, you'll be exploring in minutes. It doesn't take so long. It's literally just fill out first name, last name, email, download it, and you'll be good to go. But I will give everyone a couple minutes, if you don't already, to get that set up. Can you see that okay? Otherwise I can. There's a little bigger if anyone needs it. While you guys are downloading that, I just remembered I need to sign in because I always forget, and I always forget my password every time I teach this class. While you guys are downloading that, I'll just show you kind of an example of what your portfolio will look like at the end of this. So this is my portfolio. You can see I have 36 published projects here. This is basically whatever 36 divided by 8 is, how many times I've been teaching this class. Every single project I've done is in here and published. If you go back, you can see some of the other things I've done that don't say ODSA. I trained for a marathon. I used Tableau Public to track my progress there. I did when I was getting my MBA, I did a Salesforce versus Tableau financial analysis. I love The Office. It's my favorite show ever. I'm always nervous to click into these because what if they break? So this was a little overview. I found a data set that had ratings by episode and season, but then also total lines by character. So I wanted to see that, like, hey, really, you see Michael has the most lines. I wanted to see, like, in these really highly rated seasons, who had the most lines versus like a really low rated season. You can see Andy has the most lines. And then there's also individual episodes. So like Goodbye Michael is the highest rated episode of The Office ever. You can click into that. Michael, Dwight, Jim versus, like, if you want to scroll all the way down to the lowest rated episode ever. Oops. Get the Girl. I don't even know what episode that is. Oh, Michael. Oh, season 8. So yeah, fun stuff. This is something that I did just for fun. I also am super passionate about fantasy football, which is the worst part of this class, is I have to teach during Monday Night Football. So if you guys see me checking my phone, I'm just checking the score. I'm not texting or anything. One year I lost, and I wanted to prove that I had the best team, even though my record didn't show it. So I did a full, I'm going to zoom out a lot, a full dashboard, like proving that I was the best. Like, see on this little green line here, and I was this total points. I was ahead the whole season until the very last week. BS. So yeah, this is what your portfolio will look like. You can include it in your resume. Did you get it downloaded yet? Perfect. I don't want to close out of that. The next thing I will add, or I want to show you guys, oops, is Tableau Public itself. So the landing page here, I always think is awesome, and spend every time I open it up, I always get distracted. It's easy to lose track of time in here. It'll have a viz of the day and then different trending visualizations as well too. So like, let's just click, we'll do this live. Airline loyalty program. You can click into this. We won't make anything this awesome in this class. I apologize right now, but just to set expectations. This is something that someone made using Tableau. It looks like it's some sort of like almost web page where you can click through these different tabs as well too. But what's cool about this is you can actually go in and download this visualization and play around with it on your desktop, and like learn that way. They do this thing, like, let's just see if anyone else is super passionate about The Office. Here's some other projects that people made about The Office. So like, if you guys want to practice Tableau, want to see what other people have made and don't know where to start, just like start in Tableau Public and search for stuff. There's normally some pretty cool things out there. These guys are putting my dashboard to shame. But to be fair, I did make that like 7 years ago. So maybe I can make a better one now. The second thing that I'll show you guys is in this Learn tab. So they only have 2 tabs, Create and Learn. In this Learn, there's a sample data section. Here is just one page of just some sample data that Tableau has published themselves that they think would be good to practice with. So if you're ever stuck and don't know where to start, you can see Superstore Sales is number 1 on here. But there's lots of good stuff. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's actually some other sources for data sets. So there's data.world that I was telling you about, data.gov, Kaggle. Have you guys ever heard of Kaggle before? It is a super cool concept, actually. It's a basically open source competition site that companies will use to outsource data science projects. So instead of hiring a data scientist or tasking their team with a year-long project of like, I want to predict, we'll just use a builder train example, which customers are going to cancel. They will upload the data for free and put a bounty on the project, like say $20,000 to the best model that can predict which customers are going to cancel. And tens of thousands of people across the world will enter the competition, build a model, and then whichever one performs the best, they'll get $20,000, and the company will get the best model in the world that could predict what they're wanting to predict, right? The only time I use it, Kaggle does a March Madness competition every year where you predict who's going to win March Madness in all the different games. I think the best I've ever got is like 300th, but like 10,000 people enter. So pat myself on the back. I didn't make any money, but I think that's like a $50,000 too. But there's a lot of cool data. You don't have to enter the competitions, right? You can just download the data and play around with it. So I will drop this in the in the Slack channel because it will have everything that you guys want. And while we're here, if you guys have your laptop open, go ahead and go out to this page, tablowpublic.com, and then again, learn and sample data. And we're going to go ahead and download this Superstore sales data set. So just click this data set and it'll download here. There you go. I taught this class 6 times apparently because that's how many times I've downloaded it. Save that. It should be in your downloads. If you're fine referencing your downloads every single week, great. But we're going to use it every week. So what I would recommend doing is going out and saving it either on your desktop, or if you have like a folder that you like reference frequently. I don't want you guys having to look for this often. And I would go ahead and like rename it to like, do not lose Superstore data, something like that. Because I can't tell you how many times I've like dove into a lesson. People are like, oh, where did we get that data again? And they have to go out here and re-download it and everything. So download that, save it somewhere you can find it. Anyone need more time, either in person or remote, downloading Tableau? Cool. And then I saw the chat here that my screen got stuck there for a second. I just refreshed it. Go out to Tableau Public, go to Learn, go to Sample Data, and download this top one here, Superstore Sales data set. You guys just give me a thumbs up when you got it. Good. Okay. Oh, will not let you download it. Don't you hate that? No worries. Of all the nights to not have it, tonight's the best one to do it. It's going to be a lot of me just talking at you guys and showing stuff on the screen. And for the homework, it will literally take you 30 seconds once you download it. The homework for tonight is literally build something, the end. So all you have to do is just download it, pull the data in, click publish. So you'll be good. Okay, for those of you guys that do have it downloaded, like I said, no worries at all. I just don't want to keep everyone here too late. It is super easy, trust me, once you get it downloaded. Go ahead and open it up. So I'll download Tableau Public. And it should look like this. You guys won't have any projects to open here, obviously, because you haven't built anything yet. But this will be kind of the landing page that will pull up every time you open it. You'll see, oh, see, there you go. Update now, save your work locally. Yeah, right, you're not gonna trick me. It'll have a link to some how-to videos. There's the sample data sets that I just gave you guys. Here's another thing yelling at me, begging me to update. I will eventually. But the only thing that we're going to need to know when we pull this up is the first thing that we have to do is bring in data. Can't do anything without data. On the Connect tab over here, I got to figure out this table situation. This is brutal.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like adjust from that other room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other
I
one's
mean, it's
perfect.
good in a way because it's really close. But
Well, I
I'll
think
move that.
I just need another. I brought a monitor, but I didn't have my cords. There are multiple different files that you can connect to. So Excel, a text file would just be a CSV, a JSON file, Microsoft Access, which is a database, PDF, spatial file, statistical file. I don't even know what those are. Different servers. Google Drive is the only one that comes with it for free. If you click more, these are only 3, like I said, free drivers that they have. I will actually show you guys how to connect to Google Drive at some point. But just to show you guys the difference between Tableau Public and Tableau Desktop, which you pay for. Anything that you guys accidentally see is proprietary. Also do you guys an NDA to sign. Just kidding. But here's my work environment. Whoops. What the hell? Maybe. There we go. You can see here, if we go to more, here are all the different data set or data sources that you can connect to with the paid version. So say you use QuickBooks for your accounting, you can connect directly to that. Say you use Dropbox to store all your Excels, you can connect directly to that. Some people mentioned that they have SQL experience. There is Google BigQuery.
Did you get to that particular page?
This is my work instance of it. You do not have this with the free version. But obviously there's Salesforce, and people said that they'd used Salesforce before. The cool thing about Tableau is that you can connect to anything, either a different software that you're using, or a data source that you're using, a database that you're using. And Tableau, once it's connected to it, will constantly refresh with that data. So like we use SQL Server for a production database at work. I build stuff based on SQL Server. When people add more stuff into the SQL Server, automatically plugs into Tableau. So for this class, we'll just be using Excel, but the same principles relate, right? You connect something with Excel, the data's there. You connect something with SQL, it constantly refreshes. So don't get bored with Excel. Like I said, I will show you guys how to connect to Google Drive, which kind of shows us a little mini version of what that could look like. But for this course, the first thing that we'll do every single night is open up Tableau Public and click Microsoft Excel. Then it'll open up your file or your file finder, and you should have your do not lose Superstore data, or go out to whatever folder you saved it in, or your desktop or whatever, but you'll click on that. And it will pull in the data. So again, I went on a bit of a tangent there showing you guys different data sources. I am going to show this again because, like I said, this is how we're going to start every single night. And the goal of tonight is to be boring and make sure you guys get everything a good foundation. So you will open up Tableau Public. This is brutal. You will click on Microsoft Excel. You will open up your Superstore data by double clicking it, and then you'll land here. So you guys don't need to follow along for this part, but I want to show you guys what this Superstore data looks like in Excel. And I'll actually do this a few different times throughout the course of this class. I think sometimes it's good to look at what the raw data actually looks like so you understand what you're messing around with in Tableau. And most people are more familiar with Excel. So let's just start here. So this is the Superstore data. You can see at the top, Here's all of our different columns. So we have an order ID, a date. Again, this is sales data. So they bought, I think it's like an e-commerce site that they were modeling it after. So this is each ID. This would be the unique identifier. Every single ID is in here. The date that they bought it, the date that they actually shipped it, the type of shipping, was it first class, second class, the customer that bought it, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all the different fields, but you can see why this is such a powerful data set for them to use, is there's a little bit of everything to play around with. How much they actually made, how many they ordered, the discount that they gave them, and the profit that this company made. Now you'll see across the bottom here that there are actually 3 different tabs: orders, returns, and people. So the people, I always like to show this. This is apparently like a salesperson, I think. Anna handles the West region, Chuck the East, Kelly the Central, Cassandra the South. Returns, you can see, has a returned yes and an order ID. So at some point, we won't cover it tonight, but we'll want to merge all 3 of these tabs together. You can see over here, like we just covered, there's an order ID column here. So we'll be able to join up on order ID to see if it was returned. There is also a region column here. So if we want to see who the salesperson is for that region, we would join up on that and actually get their names. So this is just meant to emulate how an actual database would be set up with different tables and in order to practice some joins and stuff. For tonight, however, and most nights, except for when we get to the join lesson, we are just going to work with the orders sheet. So you can see here are our 3 sheets: orders, people, and returns. All we're going to do is double click that. You can also, for what it's worth, drag it over and just drop it onto this pane. I'm super zoomed in so you guys can see here. I'm going to zoom out for a second. But once we bring that in, it will actually show us down here. Well, let me scroll for a second. There we go. I know that's hard to see now, but here's all of our different fields and then just a view just like we would see in Excel. So a lot of times in Tableau, you're not going to have access to the database. You're not going to be able to see what the data looks like before you bring it in. Once you join to Tableau, you'll be able to see in the bottom right, here's all my different fields. If I zoom back in again, you can actually see here's a little number. This is a number field. ABC, this is just a text field. Here's a little calendar icon. This is a calendar field, so on and so forth. You can scroll all the way through and see it here.
I don't have that screen.
All you need to do is just
Do the tables need to be set up with that first column that has the unique row ID?
Oh no, that would be awesome if every table is set up that way. But data is messy, especially the public data sources that we'll be working with in this class.
But Tableau doesn't require it.
No.
It's not part of the function or whatever restriction.
Yep. Like I said, when we get to how to join on data, there's some caveats to that, but we won't cover that yet tonight. Is everyone that at least has it set up to this page right here? Remote people, like I said, just yell at me if something breaks. I check the chat quite a bit when I'm teaching, but when I do the live session here, sometimes I forget it. So just unmute yourself and yell. Okay, so 2 main tabs in Tableau. The first we're on right now, data source. This is anything and all things having to do with, like the name suggests, the data source that you're working with. Once we leave this tab, it will be all visualization. So you can see I have my data in here and I get this little orange sheet 1, go to worksheet. Once I click over here, this is where we're going to build our data visualizations. So once we're building data viz stuff, we're going to want to be in sheet 1, or there's some different things I'll get to here in a bit. Anytime you want to get back to the data, like, oh shoot, I brought in returns instead of orders, or my join is broken. All you have to do is click back to data source and you're back to this tab. But everyone go ahead and click into sheet 1, and we'll actually, we'll start building some stuff. Okay. On the left, you are going to see 2 sections of data. The first is going to be all of your different dimensions. A dimension essentially just means something you will want to group or sort or order by, some categorical field in your data. So like postal code, you can sort or group or order by postal codes. Product name, same thing. You're grouping them together. There are different dimensions for you to splice your data. The second section underneath this little gray line here are called measures. These are numerical fields that you will use to measure your data. So you're talking about pivot tables earlier. These would be the things that you would actually aggregate together. We can sum or average the discounts. We can sum or profit. We can find the maximum sale. We can find the minimum quantity. So those are how these 2 are separated. Anything that you're going to want to group by is going to be called a dimension, and it'll be at top. Anything that you're going to want to measure will be called a measure, and it'll be below. Questions there? That makes sense? Yes.
Yeah, so when you click on something on the top, they might have different ways of calculating them. This stuff on the bottom doesn't change. Like, you might click on ship mode, and on the bottom it still says discount, profit, quantity, sales.
Yep.
Whereas you might want it to be like, FedEx, say something different.
Yeah. We'll go through that right now. So when we're actually ready to start working with our data, you can see we have 2 kind of sections here, columns and rows. Those are exactly what they sound like. Columns are going to be what's going across the top. Rows are going to be what's going across up and down. So let's actually bring in, I think you were just asking about ship mode. All we have to do is hover over ship mode and drag it to columns. Whoops, that was ship date. Ship mode. And you should see first class, same day, second class, standard class. Now, if we want to measure something by ship mode, so these would be our measures, we'd scroll down and let's drag sales to our rows. And just like that, we've made our first chart. You can see a majority of our sales. If you hover over it, it gives you the number. 1,358,216 of our sales have just been standard class. A very low number of our sales have been same day, second class, first class, so on and so forth. So already, hopefully your brain's twisting and turning, like, why is a majority of our things standard class versus same day? This is how many sales, but what's our profit like? Let's say we want to look at profit. All we have to do is take sales, drag it off literally anywhere, grab profit, bring that up here. Super anticlimactic example. Same exact thing pretty much here. But that's a good example of just how you'd like slice and dice something a little differently. Let's say we don't care about ship mode. Let's drag that out. Let's bring in category. Let's just get used to our data right now. Category, let's drag onto rows since I think there's going to be, I don't know if there's only 3. And then again, let's bring like sales up there into columns. Looks like a majority of our sales are technology based, followed by furniture, followed by office supplies. Now those are pretty broad categories. I'm sure there's a lot of different things in there. What if I want to group by multiple dimensions? Let's look here. There's a handy dandy dimension, sorry, I want to use the right words, for subcategory. So let's bring that up and just drag it right to the right of category. You'll see that little orange arrow pops up. That's letting you know it's going to go to the right of subcategory. Now we can see, okay, in furniture, it looks like we sell bookcases, chairs, furnishings, tables, office supplies, art, appliances, envelopes, technology, copiers, machines, phones. So it looks like some sort of like Best Buy type, Office Depot type company that we're working with here. So it looks like our top sales, let's see, phones, we have 330K, chairs, we have 328K. So we sell a lot of phones. This might be an interesting one. Let's get rid of sales. Let's look at discount instead. What things are we really having to discount a lot? Binders. Interesting. Apparently binders, we have to sling a lot of discounts to move those. Everything else is relatively flat. Okay, so that is the basic functionality of Tableau. You have dimensions and measures on your left. You drag them onto your columns and rows, and you make charts. Okay, next up, let's say we want to add a filter. Let's say we want to see, let's get rid of discount, and let's get rid of category or subcategory. So we just have category on our rows, and let's bring in sales in the columns. Something super simple like this. But let's say we're at our weekly pipeline sync with our sales managers, and we want to understand how they're differing from each other. If we take a region and drag it onto filters, we can start by just selecting the ones we want to see. Let's go ahead and select all of them, or you can click this handy little all button right here. We're going to want central, east, south, and west, and then hit OK. Now we have a filter we can work with here, but let's say we want to do it live in the meeting. Click this little drop-down arrow and click Show Filter. Now we don't have to open it up every time. It'll just be right there. So let's say we want to go one by one. Let's start with the central region. Central is doing about 170K in technology. Let's uncheck that and click on East. East is doing 200K in technology. Let's click on South. 140K for South, and let's click on West. Ooh, they're actually quite a bit. They have 252 in furniture. Yep, so all you have to do is hover over the region filter here, click that little arrow, and then click Show Filter. Yep.
I did.
Oh, I think you're this is the way. All right, we'll get to that in a second.
I just had to play that back.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered dimensions, measures, columns, rows, and now filters. Any questions so far?
If they have multiple filters, will they just show up like that?
Yep. So let's bring in like subcategory. You can actually skip a step. I wanted to show you guys how to drag on here because you won't always want to change your filters a lot. Sometimes you'll just want to set them and forget them. But if you just click on this arrow to start with, you should be able to go Show Filter right here, and it'll pop up over here automatically. So you can skip a little step. But yeah, now you can filter by, let's just look at accessories. Oh, it looks like the West is only selling technology. Oh, because that's subcategory, duh. But yeah, you can have multiple filters. And again, in Tableau, anytime you want to get rid of something, all you have to do is just drag it off of its the section that it's in. Okay, this marks pane right here below is gonna be what allows us to customize this a little bit. So for instance, we have color here. If we click into that, let's just say we want a nice purple instead. Click purple, it can change. Let's say we want it to be see-through for some reason. We can change it there as well too. Now you can see the lines behind it. Let's say that we actually want to, let's get rid of category from our rows. And let's drag subcategory on there. And now let's take a category and drag that onto the color, what we were just clicking on before. So you can manually adjust the colors like I just did, making it purple, or you can actually use another dimension to color them by. Now you can see that technology, here's all of our different technologies. They're in red. Now we don't need 2 dimensions up top. We can just have 1. Here's all our different office supplies. Here's our different furniture. We will go through a million use cases and do some cool stuff. Again, I'm just trying to show you guys the basic functionality here. Size is the next one. So again, you can click into that, really simple. If you like your bars a little thinner, maybe you don't have a ton of space to work with, you can drag them down. Maybe you really want to make a point, you make them really big. But again, just like color, let's say this is like a really bad example, but let's go down here and grab profit and drag that onto size. Now we're already looking at the columns, how far the bars go is the number of sales we've done, and how thick the bars are is the profit. It's colored by category. It's showing all the different subcategories. So you can go through here. Here's a really long, thin one. So we do a ton of sales, not a ton of profit. Here's a really short, fat one. We don't do very many sales, but we do a lot of profit, or vice versa.
That's actually good if people are not used to looking at that.
It's what?
Like, that's actually good, but people are not used to
Right.
looking at that.
So you remember last class, we covered Jacob's Law, which we'll get to,
Yeah.
which is the law. It's the law, a UX law that all data visualizations, or all data viz people struggle with. They want to do cool stuff in Tableau. But remember what I talked to you guys at the beginning of the class. If I'm showing this to my CEO, he's gonna be like, Charlie, what the frick what am I supposed to look at here? Give me my Excel that shows sales and profit and I can read it, right? So don't fall in, just like you, Celeste just said, don't fall in the trap of like, this is cool in Tableau. Jacob's law, is people spend 99% of their time on other sites and looking at other things that aren't yours. You want your things to look like 99% of other things because that's what people are used to looking at. So this is not a good data viz at all. If you do this in your final, I'll fail you. But there are use cases where you'd want your size to be different. Label, maybe I don't want to hover each time to see my sales, right? I can kind of tell like it's between, right, if I'm looking at accessories, between 150K and 200K, but I don't know exactly what it is. If I drag sales onto label, now I'll actually label every single bar there. So I can see exactly what my numbers are without having to hover over them.
Fastener is just so small, it doesn't even care.
Yeah, there's no label there. I think you can click in here. There's a little checkbox that says allow labels to overlap. You can click that, it'll pop up there. But otherwise, Tableau does a really good job of not, crowding it too much. Okay, last two here in the marks. Details is anything you don't want to show on the main view here, but you want to have in the hover, right? So you can see, for example, sales is already in there, even though, well, I guess it's kind of shown by the thing. But let's go ahead and just drag discount because we don't have that yet onto details. Now, if I hover there, you can see I have discount, even though it's not actually affecting the viz at all. And then the very last one, tooltip. This is just if I want to change the tooltip is what pops up when I hover. If I actually want to change how this looks, right now you can see it just has category. Like for instance, I could even just like change and make this like a different font. I could make this green or something when you look at it. Or maybe I want to go in and I want to change the tooltip to something that is a little more user friendly. And I could say like for the category, and then in parentheses, subcategory here. You don't have to follow along with this part. We do, let's just use profit so you guys don't have to watch me type for too long. And profit. fit. I can get rid of that. The point is in the tooltip, you can customize it to look and feel however you want. For technology accessories, we do 41,000 in profit. Okay, dimensions, measures, columns, rows, filters, marks, color, size, label, detail, tooltips. We're not going to use pages at all in this. Oh, let's meet your new best friend. Show me. So this is what was accidentally open in your Celeste. If you click into this, I've been doing data viz for 10 years now. I still use this all the time. If I want to make a chart really quickly and don't want to mess around with dragging everything to colors and rows and columns and blah, based on the data I already have, I can click into, they have what, 3 by 6, 8, so 24 different charts here. If it's not grayed out, like you can see, I can't click on these. I can click on this one. You can just click. Oh, that's a really bad example. You can just click and it will automatically make that viz for you based on the data that you have in there. So for instance, like pie charts are actually really hard to make just from scratch in Tableau. I will constantly, let me get rid of some of this stuff so I can show you guys. I will constantly just drag what I want. I want a pie chart by category showing profit, and then I'll just go into show me and click this, and it'll make one for me. So this is fun, especially as you're learning, because say you want to make a map. If I think I need to zoom out a little bit. My formatting is really weird. You kind of, hopefully you can on your laptops. If you hover over it, it's grayed out. It will tell me down below here for maps, try 1 geo dimension. So it's telling me I can't make a map because I don't have a geo dimension, right? But look over here, there's that little symbol letting me know this is a geo dimension. So Tableau automatically recognizes, hey, this is a state. This is a geo dimension. If I drag this up here anywhere, let's just drag it onto like columns, for instance. Now my little map thing lights up. I can click it and voila, here's some different maps. It's still grouped by category, which is annoying. I can get rid of that if I want. And I've automatically made a map where each state is on here and it looks like the color is the profit. So shoot, we are losing a ton of money in Texas. We've lost 25 grand. Don't know what's going on there. We've made a ton of money in California, New York. That makes sense. Florida is also pretty unprofitable. So yeah, as you're learning, feel free to mess around with Show Me. It's a good way to learn. Okay, we're getting close to the hour. I want to make sure that you guys have plenty of time for the homework assignment. I'm going to cover one more thing. Any questions on anything we've learned so far? Dimensions, measures, filters, rows, columns, filters, marks, color, size, labels, details, tooltip, Show Me. Good so far? Okay, last kind of like vernacular vocabulary thing. What I'm in right now is a sheet. I said at the beginning, you have data sources, then you have data viz stuff. Sheet is one viz per sheet. So if I want to make a bar chart, I would create a new sheet and make a bar chart. Then I wanted to make a map, I would have to start a new sheet and make a map. If you see here, we have 3 little buttons. If I hover over it, is a new worksheet, new sheet, a new dashboard, and a new story. So let's just say I just made my map, but now I want to make a bar chart. I just click that. Now I have sheet 2. And let's just do something real simple. Regions, sales.
Can you show again how you made that map with the different color states real quick?
Yeah.
I'm looking at what it says there. See, it says.
You actually don't even have to worry about this. Tableau did it automatically. If you just drag state onto anything and profit onto anything, and then I just clicked the Show Me and clicked that little map.
Oh, so it did a longitude and latitude north
Yep.
by itself. Okay.
So you'll see here, it actually gives you, it's a great question, Celeste.
Okay.
It gives you
State onto what?
anywhere, rows or
A
columns.
column or something?
Yeah. And profit on anywhere.
And profit.
Yep.
onto one of the marks or one of the columns or rows?
It doesn't actually matter. You can put it on rows. And then just click into show me and click that map. While you're doing that, you can see it has latitude and then parentheses generated, longitude generated, orders in parentheses, count, measure values, measure names. These are all things that Tableau automatically made. They're not actually in our data source, right? If we go back here, you're not going to see a column that says longitude and latitude. It just automatically knows that this is a state because it has that little globe and it knows the longitude and latitude for all the states. So it automatically brings those in, which is really nice. So if you want to make different vizzes, you'll need different sheets, right? And you'll use this little button here, a new worksheet, to create those. If I want to show multiple of them on one page, you'll use a dashboard. So I'll click this button. Now you can see I have a dashboard 1, and I can drag my different sheets onto the dashboard. And now I have multiple vizzes in one dashboard. So one viz, one sheet, multiple vizzes, one dashboard. And then who wants to guess what a story is? Multiple dashboards. Yep. So here you can see I have, I still have my sheets and my dashboards, but I can do a sheet here. Oh, whoops, sheet 3 was blank. That's okay. And we'll make a new one, and I'll do sheet 1, and we'll make a new one, and I'll do dashboard 1. Grab that here. So then you remember the little Tableau public that I was just showing you guys? There are different tabs across the top. This just allows us to click through and look at our different things that we've made, even though here, right here's my different dashboard. Obviously, we would format this a lot better, but, and I could call this, like, I've used stories maybe 5 times in my life. I don't find them super valuable, especially because you can just publish multiple dashboards. Why would you need a little thing? But if you want to tell a story, maybe you'd say, like, in the beginning, sales were low, and then have a little dashboard showing you why sales were low. But then we changed our pricing, and then have a little thing there. We won't cover stories in this class, but one viz, one sheet, multiple sheets, one dashboard, multiple dashboards, one story.
Will it, if I'm getting it in, I'm sorry, is there a way to have it like automatically format the sizes of the little sheets of the visualization?
Yeah, it's a great question. And you are getting ahead of things, but I'll answer it. So let's say this, it's actually, that's not too far ahead. Let's go to a good example here. Let's say I had subcategory instead of region, and I don't want to scroll all the way down, or I pull it into my dashboard and it's too messy. Up here, standard will always give you like kind of enough room across the top and the bottom. If I want to fit the width, this actually won't change anything because that already fits. But if it was too wide, that would shrink it down to the width. If I wanted to fit the height, that would bring that up. And then the entire view obviously takes up the entire view. That's super valuable when you're making a dashboard because the size that you're looking, the size we're looking on this big screen right now, maybe I can see everything on the big screen, but I can't on my laptop. So that would be an example of maybe when I wouldn't want to do the entire view. I'd want to say make it standard. So when people pull it up, they may have to scroll, but at least it won't be like clustered together. But yeah, we'll have a night on dashboard formatting and we'll go through that. Okay, it's 8 o'clock now. We're gonna take a break, but I want to get you guys started on the homework because that's what we'll do for the last hour here. Super simple. Let me pull it up just so I make sure because I'll copy and paste the homework and drop it in here. See, I used to teach off of PowerPoint. Now I just do it live. It's way easier.
Can you put that PowerPoint on the Slack?
Oh yeah, I will. Okay, so tonight, 2 main things that we're trying to accomplish for the homework. One is finding a data set that you guys like to use so we don't have to use Superstore. We'll use Superstore for our examples, but for homework, let's find something that's fun. Don't overthink it. I've had people sit here for like an hour and a half trying to find the perfect data set. You can change it on Wednesday if you want. You can change it on Monday. You can use a different data set every single night if you want. Just find something that you think is relatively fun. This will teach you guys, again, we'll do this quite a bit, finding data. You can't do anything without data, so it's a good skill to have. And we'll build a chart, blah, blah, blah. We want our portfolios to be wide and diverse. We don't want to be done at the end of this and have 8 different Superstore data sets. People are like, okay, they only know how to work with Superstore data. So go find a data set, and then literally all you have to do, download it, bring it into Tableau, right? Remember, connect the source, Excel, drag it in there, click new sheet, build something, anything at all. Drag something onto rows, something onto columns, call it good if you want to, click show me, make a pie chart if you want to, play around with it a little bit. The last thing you'll do that I didn't cover is when you are done, let's say I'm done with this dashboard. When I click save, it will make me log in. He wants to take bets. I get my password right the first try. Bingo. You'll click save. You'll log into Tableau Public. Maybe it won't make you guys want to. All you just call this ODSA.
You're recording this and saving.
Yep. Fall night 1, and I'll be here for the next hour. I'll walk around. Just call it something number 1, night 1, whatever that you can keep track of throughout the course, and then click save. Wow, I definitely should have called mine something different because I have a million of those out there. But it will publish it to your Tableau Public. So then this will be the, it'll open it up automatically. And voila, here's my dashboard that we just built. So then what you'll do is you'll copy this, you'll open up Slack and you'll send it to me. And I just keep track of everything, and we'll randomly pick a couple people to go. Now, one thing that always trips people up, I don't know why Tableau does this, but if you zoned out for a second, they're zoned back in for right now because I always get this question. I had in my Tableau Public, look, I had a dashboard, a story, and 3 sheets. Where the heck are they? All I can see now is my dashboard. I don't know why Tableau does this by default, but you'll need to click into the settings and go show sheets. See how this is unchecked right now? It's only showing the one I had open when I click publish. I don't know why. When I click that, you'll see it will refresh. And now you can see I have my sheet 1, sheet 2, dashboard, story 1 right there. So
Did you set that once? Or do you have to set it
every time.
every time?
There's probably a way to automatically do that, but I don't know.
But every time you publish?
Yep, every time you publish. Yeah, once it's out there, once you set that, you'll be good to go. Okay, so remember, a good place to start, if you're in Tableau Public, go to Learn, go to Sample Data. Feel free to just scroll through some of these. There's some good stuff out there. If you don't like the ones out here, Reddit is actually really good. I didn't cover that one, but there's an r/data sets that people have out here where people put them out there for free. Data World I've used before. You'll have to create an account, but no worries. Kaggle is really good. Let's see, what does find more data sources look like? Oh, here's a whole page on how to find some different stuff. Another one that people don't know exists that I love, Google data sets. There's an actual Google search just for data sets. So if you're not finding anything you like, let's look for like NFL, most Super Bowl wins by NFL teams. This literally functions just like, oh, why would you suggest it if you didn't have anything? NFL. Right, and then here's all the different data sets you can click around. The thing is, some of them will link out to like Kaggle, which again, you'll have to create an account for. But yeah, I'd start with just what exists in Tableau, but feel free to be as brave as you want. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Anyone else that needs a break, feel free to take a break right now. I will be here, like I said, I can be here however long you guys want. But let's try to get out of here by 9. So spend about 15, 20 minutes looking for a data set. bring it into Tableau, build something, click publish, shoot me the link, we'll be good to go.
It's okay if we're bored and just have super story.
That's fine. We didn't really.
Follow better.
If you guys have any questions, just raise your hand. Remote people, if you have any questions, just yell, like I said. I'm going to drop the homework instructions in the Slack channel just in case you guys need to reference those. And then as you guys are going through this, I will drop the slides and everything too. Yep. This is the least structured homework ever. Literally do anything. The goal is just that you know how to download data, you know how to bring it into Tableau, and you know how to publish it. So, yeah, literally just drag something on a row, something on a columns, and call it good. If you want to play around with like changing the color or changing the size, feel free or build a dashboard. But we will have full lessons on how to do those things. So no need to get carried away night one. And then when you're done, just shoot me the link.
This is Kim online. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Does Tableau allow us to import a CSV file, or does it have to be Excel?
Yes, great question. It does. You will just choose, it will say text file on the left. It should be the second one underneath Excel. Yep, instead of Excel, just choose text file.
Okay.
Great question. They get super confusing because both of them open in Excel. And I'm like, why can't you just bring in Excel instead of, but yep, CSVs are under text. remote people, there's no more for me to teach tonight. So once you guys get this wrapped up, or even if you have to take off a little early, feel free to dip out whenever. Just shoot me the link to your Tableau Public homework whenever you have it, and you're good to go. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Obviously, feel free to stick around too if you're still working or have questions. I just didn't want you guys to be done and sitting at your desktop. That's a great question. Don't know if when you're downloading, if you have to.
I'll find out soon enough.
You might have to, create an account.
And then you just copy the URL when you open something.
Yep. Did you already publish it?
Yeah.
Did you have to create an account? Do you remember? Yeah, okay.
You did, okay. Hold on, I'm gonna laugh on night about the very first.
Yeah,
How basic it is.
absolutely.
How that's gonna work.
I sent one to you. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can.
I just got it, so let's see. I'm also going to add you to fall 2025. Ooh, caffeine contents of drinks. I like it. Yep, got it. You're good to go. You can send it to me directly. Have a good night. Safe travels back to California. Too.
Thank you.
How do you publish?
All you have to do is click the save button.
No, I know it's a button, I just-
Right there. Left.
This one?
Yep. And that should be a little pop up. I one or whatever.
Since you might be Joe.
Yep, just heard it
Don't
come
be
in.
overwhelmed.
Ha! No worries at all. No worries. We will pin you. Did you get it?
With that. So I'm into the latest version. So I downloaded it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Soon. Yeah, next week.
Here. Oh. Sorry.
That worked, you got it?
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, I appreciate it. Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. And then just send you the.
Yep.
So what did you do? How did you get there? I know you got there, but how did
I just had to go to tableaupublic.com first, and then you were already logged in there. I was just clicking on the wrong link first.
I'll probably call you tomorrow,
Okay, yeah, feel free. Just
as long as I stop.
I need to put you, I don't have the ability to,
And Miss Sarah, I have an older laptop. You think it would be too old to use?
no, it should be fine.
Think so?
Yeah.
I'll just try to find. I'll try it at home.
Okay.
If I have no luck, I'll let you know.
Yeah, totally fine. Just
Okay.
Slack me whenever we can hop on a call. Or
I don't have you in the ability to direct message you, so I have to add you or something.
let's see. Maybe I can ping you first. Did you get that?
Okay.
Was that you? That I
I
sent that
have
to?
you, so we'll go to my-
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much. See you Wednesday.
Thank you. And just be looking out. I'm gonna go home and try all this.
Yeah, no worries. Just
See
let me
what
know.
happens. You guys have a good evening.
You too. Perfect. Got it. Thank you very much. Don't worry about it tonight. If you need to go home or anything, just send it before Wednesday?
It's fine. Slack and app, I should put on the laptop.
Do you work out a lot?
Yeah, I would put it on your laptop.
Charlie, do you work out a lot?
I try to. Yeah. Thanks, Kimberly. Got it.
Do you stretch it a lot?
Oh yes. I should have
I work out a
prepped.
lot. That's what I can't even like sit still. I have to do stretching.
Yeah, I went. Sundays are always my long run days. And
Oh, I see.
very.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should have let you guys know before I just started stretching all the time like a weirdo.
I tried to shut it off, but it's making me do the coffee. So.
Oh, gotcha.
4 minutes is good.
No worries.
Do you teach it just twice a year?
Depends. If Crystal and Nate have enough people for, sometimes they'll do spring, summer, fall. Sometimes they'll do a winter and a spring, and so up to 4 times a year, a minimum 1 time a year. It just kind of depends what the intake looks like. This year is just spring and fall,
Okay.
which is nice because I kind of get. We did a winter one time, and like Crystal was talking at the beginning, like there was 2 or 3 nights we had to cancel and do it virtually with like snow and weather
I was
conditions. and
here,
stuff.
and they canceled because of the weather.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So,
We had quite a winter.
and I like having the summer off, so spring and fall work pretty well.
How long did you run for?
Yesterday was 8 miles.
Oh my gosh, good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I ran a marathon in, let's see, 2023.
Okay.
And then just like never ran again and
Oh,
lost
okay.
all of my training.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get back into it now.
Like a full marathon.
Yep.
I heard it's really hard. It takes a lot out of you. So.
It's the tough part is honestly like the training for it, because even like the 8 miler I did yesterday is like well over an hour.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like when you're training for a marathon, you're running like 20. Like who has like 2-3 hours
Yeah.
a couple times a week to just
Yeah.
like go and do nothing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm trying to get back into it.
Good. Great. I think the most I could ever do when I tried running was like 2 miles. But
Oh, that's hey.
I get to spend over the nothing, but I know a girl, and she said, she started running, and she said literally she just like did 1 block and then 1 block more and 1 block more, and like if you keep doing that, like after a couple months, like you're going pretty far.
100%.
Yeah.
I actually always tell people like the hardest part is like going from 0 to
Yeah.
1 mile. Like
Oh.
once you can run 1 mile,
Yeah,
then like if you can run 1 mile, you can run a mile and a half.
yeah.
If you can run a mile and a half, you can
Yeah, I
run 2
think
miles.
you're
You
right,
know.
I think you're right, yeah.
But running, like going from not running at all to like running that first mile,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But then after that, it snowballs. Once you run 2 miles, you
Yeah,
run 5
you
miles.
might have,
you run
like,
10 miles.
Maybe for you, but maybe, do you think for other people too?
I think so.
You
Yeah,
think maybe?
I think so.
Well, that's good to know. The next time I might have to turn this around.
I'll have Crystal or Nate or something
thank
turn
you.
around. Yep, I'll see you Wednesday.
All right. Here's what